What is up, y'all? In today's video I want to talk about the art of statement basics. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so in order to understand what statement basics even are, we first need to take a look at kind of the definitions of basic and statement pieces. And to be honest, I have no idea if there's like any official definition or anything, so this is kind of my own opinion of a definition, if that makes sense. Basic pieces, in my opinion, are those that are simple in terms of shape, material, color, and fit, maybe. It's kind of the same as shape, but you get the idea. And statement pieces are those that stand out through color, material, texture, pattern, or kind of any combination of those. And I think it's also pretty obvious that statement pieces usually grab like the most attention in your outfits, and this is what then kind of makes them the statement piece of the outfit. Alright, so what even are statement basics? As I said before, there are no kind of definitions for anything. This is just my opinion and my observation. And most clothing items are of course not black and white, and there's like a whole wide spectrum between basic and between statement. There are your regular average pieces. There's this one sweet spot that I'm kind of obsessed with lately and that I wanted to talk about, which are statement basics. And it's essentially basic pieces, let's say like a basic white long sleeve, but with a slight twist to it, with kind of like a statement twist to it. We'll get to the different methods of kind of making a basic to a statement basic in a minute, but that's just kind of my general definition. Basic pieces that are unique through certain elements, while still staying basic. They don't immediately turn into a statement piece. That's kind of the principle here. But why are they so important, or why do they even matter? And why am I so obsessed with it? When people give advice on starting a wardrobe or on starting in fashion in general, the number one rule or advice you always hear is to invest in basics. And don't get me wrong, I definitely agree here, but I would say the much better approach is actually to invest in statement basics. Because how I view it, when talking about basics, there really is a highly limited selection of those basics. Like, there's only so much you could do to like a white long sleeve, and most people that hear this advice then go look for exactly those pieces, like a basic cotton jersey long sleeve in many different colors, like zip hoodies, and just like your purely basic essentials. But because the selection of actual basics is so slim and kind of so limited, literally everybody that kind of wants to get basics, wants to listen to the advice, is literally going to end up with the same stuff. Like the same gray melange zip hoodie, the same basic white long sleeve, and the same jogger and whatever. It's just all the same. And the solution to this, in my opinion, are, as I said, statement basics, because this is where you can kind of take the core concept of what you want to get, let's say white long sleeve, but you add some twist to it. Let's say you got some distressing, you got some studs, or like an interesting pleat or whatever, and all of a sudden, with a lot of different methods of kind of customizing the blank to make it a statement blank, which we'll get to the methods in a minute, but this just opens a lot of more combinations for pieces to exist, and this leads to more variety. And of course, more variety in fashion is always good. I think we can all agree on that. And by the way, there's a reason why a whole ass style direction evolves around this topic, in my opinion at least, which is minimalism. And I think minimalism just kind of embodies this core concept, taking basic pieces but giving them unique character, giving them a twist, while still allowing them to be a basic piece. Alright, so I talked about there being different methods of how you can achieve that, or how a designer can achieve that, and that you can kind of buy. So let's get over them real quick. I'm sure there are many more different methods out there. These are just kind of the ones that came to my mind. First up, we of course got the shape or the silhouette of the piece, and there's way more than just boxy or slim. Next up, we got hardware, for example studs, which I really like. I really mess with studs. Then we also have distressing, as well as fading or kind of aging in general. And last but not least, I would also put in pattern or texture. And patterns, not in a sense of like colorful plate, camo, whatever, but more of these like tone and tone patterns. For example, got these like suit pants that are basically black pinstripe pants, but it's like the same black, so you can literally just feel the pinstripes and not really see it. And this could also be a great way of elevating a basic black fabric or basic black shade. Alright, so now let's actually get into some examples that I found recently over the years that I actually really like. First up, we got this double layered long sleeve by No Face Studios. I really mess with the concept here. They also made this button version, which is like a double layer with one layer being like a Henley long sleeve. Next up, we got this single dart lambskin jacket by Batson. And with me saying this is a statement basic, I don't want to downplay it. It's such a crazy piece. But just imagine it for a second without the dart in the back. It would literally just be like a black basic leather jacket. And this dart in the back is what turns it into a statement basic. Really amazing work here. Then we also got this fuck you shirt by Protemoa. It's like when you fold the collar up, you have like fuck you printed on the neck. And this is such a fun and unique idea in my opinion. You can still get it and have like a perfectly fine white button up, but once you lift your collar, you have this unique little detail. I love this one so much, and I actually need to replace my white button up that I have. I kind of need to replace it, and I really want to get this one. I think this is dope. But they also made this drape shirt, which is also pretty basic in general, but it has these eyelets as hardware. And with the help of these eyelets, you can kind of take like a piece of string or whatever. I don't know if it comes with one, but you could kind of like tie these eyelets together and therefore shape it in many different ways that you like. You could kind of tie it together on the back and have it like more tight fitting or only on one side. You can do a bunch of stuff with it, and this creates many different kind of unique combinations of silhouette. And I also really like the stabber tee by Hanmans. This one makes use of distressing and washing to achieve this kind of worn out look. Then I actually made some statement basics myself. As I said, I really like the concept of statement basics, and I made these long sleeves a while ago in a few colorways. And essentially, it's just a basic black long sleeve, which is something that I needed. But I added these few studs around the sleeves here, and this is what elevates it in my opinion. And last but not least, I also made these really dope fleece shorts. I really mess with those, but the concept here stays the same. You can't call this a basic piece. It's just way too unique and extravagant to call it a basic piece. But in my opinion, it's not crazy enough to call it a statement piece either. And you can, in an outfit, you can use it as a basic piece, but this is what turns it into a statement basic. I need to admit it, this might be one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. But yeah, let's move on with the video. Alright, so the final point I want to talk about is what even is the point of this video here. First up, I just like to talk about my ideas. I like putting my ideas out there and kind of, I don't know if anybody can relate, but through kind of structurizing my ideas into like bullet points or like a script. I talk pretty freely in my videos. I don't actually script word by word. Putting my ideas into a video, I can kind of work with them more and kind of develop them more, and that's why I like to make these videos. But I also have some advice for you guys out there. You now know the concept of it, you now know what it is, and next time you hear anybody say you need to invest in basics, or next time you go through your wardrobe and you say, damn, I really need a black long sleeve, don't just sprint to Bershka or H&M, which you shouldn't do anyways, but don't get the next basic ass black long sleeve. Take a moment, go do some research, go study some brands and see if you can find anything that is like, that still counts as a basic piece in your world, but still is unique and has some unique touches to it. And I think when integrating these pieces into your style, it's just beautiful, it's just amazing. And yeah, on that note, if you can't find anything, it's also really great to customize your own blanks. In the end, the goal here is just to have fun and explore fashion and explore style, and not to have the best outfit all the time, which you can't measure anyway, but that's a topic for a different video. Alright, so that's it for today's video. As always, I hope I could inspire some of you guys. And yeah, let me know your guys' opinions on this topic down in the comments below. I'm definitely interested to hear what you think about this. And yeah, I would say that's all for today's video. I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm out.